violence is not exciting, no question. Being a black man is demanding. The fire's in my eyes and the flames need fanning. The fire's in my eyes and the flames need fanning. The fire's in my eyes and the flames need fanning. With that word, determination.
So what I'm going to show you guys is the clip that Phil from the Advice Show got a hold of Dr. Umar Johnson after his hearing in front of the Pennsylvania State Board of Psychology and Psychiatry. I believe that's the official name of it. Now, I want to preface this video by saying this, that I had actually put together material for a video to basically go in on a video that Phil did. The video was like an hour and a half long. It was a pretty lengthy video, and basically he was going in on the allegations. Now, what I didn't like about what Phil did in the kind of accusory tone and almost kind of giddiness and excitement and maybe even happiness that Umar Johnson was actually going through this particular ordeal. And he seemed to be kind of co-signing with the allegations, even though all they all were accusations and allegations. They hadn't even been presented in front of the people who would lay judgment on him or judge him and hold in contrast the information that was presented against him to make a decision. Basically in that video, what I was stating was, and check out my video, War in the Conscious Community, where I kind of touch on the little rift between Umar, Tariq, and Boyce Watkins. Now, I didn't put out that material that I did on.
So it says, I'm writing this letter in response to a notice I received indicating that charges have been brought against me for allegedly presenting myself as a psychologist without the appropriate credentials. 2000-2001 public school year. He said my undergraduate studies, and then he goes all through his education, what he has, talking about his job history. But down here is what we need to get into. Contrary to the allegations made against me, I have never held myself out as anything other than a certified school psychologist and doctor of clinical psychology. Do Umar realize what he said right there? Do he realize what he just said? He said he's never done this. But yet, on your website, Dr. Umar, it's clear as day. You said you are a doctor of clinical psychology, meaning you are a practicing physician. You didn't say you had a doctorate in it. You said you are a doctor, not having a doctorate in clinical psychology. It's only
the hearing, because I didn't want to shed a negative light on Phil. I respect Phil. I like his media, his little media organization and what he does, reporting information to black people. I appreciate it 100,000%. So I didn't even want people to think that I was implying anything negative about Phil. However, everybody's open to criticism, especially when you put things out there in a public forum. He was taking those allegations to be fact when in fact they were just accusations. The information that was presented, from what I understand, was very weak, and I think Phil should have reserved his judgment until after this hearing, because, you know, kind of has to take a slice of a little bit of humble pie now. But this is why I always come a little bit later after information has first been put out there, because there's always more info that's going to trail. There's always more to a story than just what's first put out there. You guys haven't noticed this? This is a part of our society. When people get a a whiff of information, they can't wait to sensationalize it, especially if it may be quote unquote controversial. Instead of waiting for all the information to come out, they jump on some shit and sensationalize and blow it out of proportion. But I'm gonna go ahead and play this clip. I'm talking too much.
This is Dr. Umar Johnson. We are live, Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, capital city of Commonwealth, Pennsylvania, for Dr. Umar Johnson versus the state of Pennsylvania. The case today was about a charge against me, accusing me of holding myself out as and practicing as a licensed psychologist without a license. The evidence that they showed, and I could not believe it, everybody here saw it, the evidence that they showed were 2 clips from my second and third Breakfast Club interview and a screenshot from our 2014 website. Let me say this again. This is the evidence. 2 clips from our Breakfast Club interview 2 and 3 and a screenshot from our 2014 website. They show no evidence of me having conducted a single evaluation, a single therapy session. They can't find any evidence of me having ever performed any work as a clinical psychologist except under the supervision of a clinical psychologist. The case was bogus. It was nonsense. The closing argument was that I do therapy with adults. Everyone who knows me knows I specialize in what? Children. And all my work is school-based.
And you never said you was licensed.
And I never said I was licensed. This is being done, and by the way, I asked to know who made the initial complaint against me. They said that it's confidential. So it's confidential, and I have a right to know what it is or what it was. That is nonsense. I have a right to face my accuser. That is nonsense. And unfortunately, brothers and sisters, I don't think it was one complaint. I know it wasn't. Because every time the investigators contacted me, they said they received yet another one. And I believe Coons as well as Caucasians. Like about this is the decision gets made by the state board who are not even present. The hearing officer is only the mediator. So she doesn't make the decision. She makes a recommendation. She don't make the decision. She makes a recommendation to the State Board of Psychology, who you know can't stay in my guts. So I'm saying all that to say, no matter what the outcome, we still gonna fight. We got a school to build. This President Douglas Marcus Garvey Academy at 2119. Black people will have the last laugh.
Now you heard.
So, what I want to add to the end of this, I'm not gonna make this video but so long, is again, as much as I like Phil's channel, he didn't show a lot of objectivity when he covered the accusations that was presented, because he actually got a hold of copies of the allegations that were brought up against Umar, and he showed them on his channel, and he read out the allegations, and he went off on tangents about things that he was completely misconstruing the wording. Because when I heard him reading and stuff, and then I heard him kind of go in and start to criticize and kind of think he was chopping Umar's head off, Phil wasn't really making a whole lot of sense by talking about, he's saying he's a doctor, but he doesn't have a doctorate. He wasn't really making sense with that argument, because if Umar did his doctoral dissertation and the people who were the head of that department approved it and signed off on his dissertation, he's a doctor. Plain and simple. He's a doctor. I have a friend who is a clinical psychologist. He's actually licensed to actually evaluate and treat people and prescribe them medications. But I'm not going to get into all of that. But that's one of the reasons why I knew when Phil was reading off those documents, and he was going off on those tangents, I knew that he was overly eager to criticize Umar and think that he was actually defrauding the people. A lot of people think that. Now that we see that the evidence that was presented against him was so very weak. I mean, very weak. I mean, just very weak. 2 Breakfast Club clips and a screenshot from his website in 2010 or 14. He said, that's asinine. That's ridiculous. But this is what I want to say, and I'm gonna end this video. The black people, a lot of the black people who are in the media, who are out there, who are actually doing positive. Phil's doing positive. Tariq Nasheed's doing positive. Boyce is doing positive. Umar's doing positive. Now, no matter what degree of jackass you label any of these dudes, the one thing you cannot say is that they are trying to cause harm to people, at least overtly. It doesn't appear as though. I don't think Phil meant any harm by what he did. He kind of was going off the hype, because there are some things that Umar will do that will make you doubt his commitment to the cause. Yes, he's arrogant. Yeah, he seems a bit narcissistic. Sure, without a doubt. But is this brother on point with his knowledge? Yes, he's a powerful speaker. He can draw in crowds of people. You know what I'm saying? And again, I didn't claim any judgment. I didn't place any judgment, because you never know. You never know. Wait and see what's going to happen first, and then you judge a person accordingly. Because when you make a decision based on faulty or little information, you are a fucking fool. And I'm not calling anybody a fool. I'm just making a statement of fact. When you rush headlong into a situation without being properly informed, that is foolishness. And as black people, we need to stop giving our enemies the fuel to try and burn our asses, especially in the public eye. We need to stand behind each other. Perfect example of how white supremacy stands behind each other. Again, not white people, white supremacy. Although, because you don't have to be a white person to be a white supremacist. Let's make that clear. And all white people are not white supremacists. But let's talk about Caucasian white supremacists. Dylan Roof murdered those, 9 people in that church, and was heading to another church to do more damage. And white supremacists came out in droves and supported this dude. They started a GoFundMe and raised millions for this kid. They stuck together, they stuck by that guy, irrespective of what he had done. We need that in our community, man. We're missing that in our community. We live in a country where we do not get the benefit of the doubt. In society, in the economy, in the media, in the public eye, nowhere do we get the benefit of the doubt. I'm not going to jump on that bandwagon. I'm going to give my brothers and my sisters the benefit of the doubt. Now, if you do something like that asshole Steve Stevens and Facebook Live some disgusting act that you committed towards an elder, there's no benefit of the doubt. You need to get hit in the head with a baseball bat. But I just hope this is a lesson to everybody who jumped out there and jumped on the sensationalized information and the drama. I hope this is a lesson for everybody. Don't jump on the bandwagon. If you're going to judge, wait until you have all the information so you can make a proper, informed judgment. You understand what I'm saying? A properly informed judgment. Have all the information. But I'm going to go ahead and end the video there. Again, this is not a diss to Phil. I'm still subbed to his channel. I'll continue to watch his interviews, his videos, and support him in any way I can, just like all the rest of these brothers. And there are some out there that I don't really get down with, you know. But I'll tell you like this: you want to find out a lot of the brothers and sisters that I do stand behind so far as the knowledge and information that they present and what they're trying to do, the work that they put into the community. Watch it in colors, because most of the people in the black community, the quote unquote conscious community I respect, Tariq features them on his documentary, his docu-series, you might as well say. I say check it out. Here on Umar's lectures, buy his book, take Boyce's business courses, you know what I'm saying, his financial classes. Listen to listen to that. But anyway, we need to stand behind each other, give each other more support, and stop feeding off the sensationalized nonsense, because it's not helping us as a race.